We're different from other couples because we do things that others don't. When we do our showers together, it's strictly 2 minutes. There's no hanky-panky at all. A 2-for-1 type deal. We just get in and out so that we conserve our energy, our money.
26-year-old Carissa and 33-year-old Rick Perrin's extreme bathroom routine saves them hundreds of dollars each year on water, electricity, and toiletries.
All right, hon, I'm ready for this suds.
Rick uses the suds from my hair on his hair.
Thank you.
So that it's like 2-for-1 on the shampoo.
Got some more? I need some more.
1 bottle of shampoo lasts us like 8 months between the both of us.
Yeah, about a minute left.
We actually share the razor. First, she'll shave under her armpits, and I'll actually shave my face. After a while, this will get dull. We actually sharpen it by rubbing it up and down on the denim jeans. It'll last several months instead of just, a couple of weeks.
We probably save like $200 at least in razors because 1 packet of razors is like $25 sometimes.
Time's up.
By keeping their joint speed shower to just 2 minutes, the Perrins have sliced their monthly water bills in half. So they've applied this frugal strategy to each and every bathroom ritual.
Just use that side on each ear. For cotton swabs, Chris will use one end, and then once she's done, I'll use the other.
With the deodorant, we actually share that too, and we're only allowed 1 wipe per armpit, and so when we do that, it conserves deodorant. We share our toothbrush so we don't have to buy another toothbrush.
We're so cheap that we share our tooth floss.
There you go.
I think that's quite gross, actually. I think it's floss. It's probably 99 cents. I think you should get rid of it.
For Rick and Carissa, the bathroom cost-cutting is a team effort.
Told you have to pay me for those.
But in the kitchen, it's a battle for dominance.
Each week, we have a weekly budget of $25 for our groceries.
Well, the household grocery budget goes towards everything that we share. We actually share the milk. But sometimes he likes to eat more of certain things, so then we have to buy him his own, and he's responsible for those charges.
We actually label our eggs. There's 6 of them, 6 for K, for Carissa, and 6 R's for Rick. There's been a couple of times where the person who's bought the eggs, especially Carissa, the eggs were cracked, and she didn't double check them before she purchased them. So that actually comes out of her eggs.
We are really competitive when it comes to being cheap. This is where I keep all my snacks.
She hides the key from me, so I can never actually get in there.
Always on my person. You spend a lot of money and time and research getting a snack at a good deal. So when he eats them, that's like taking money out of my wallet. So I have to protect my snacks. This way they last longer, and it's a security system for my treats.
Can I have one?
I guess, but that means that you owe me 15 cents. Jeez.
When I first started dating Carissa, she would be really thrifty and cheap with her money, and I felt like I was like an addict because I would like just keep spend. And she would always, pull me back and be like, no, you can save some money here and there. When I overcame, spending, it was really exciting. It was eye-opening, kind of like a religious experience for me, like switching over from the dark side to the bright, good side.
I kind of feel like I've created a monster, to be honest. I mean, now he's got me tracking how much times I flush the toilet.
Date night at the Perrins means calculating utility usage.
Do you have the percentages on the gas?
While keeping separate bank accounts is a regular practice in many marriages, there's nothing common about the way Rick and Carissa split their expenses.
Even though this might seem a little boring to some people, we actually love it because we're really competitive and we get into it, and whoever saves the most has bragging rights for the rest of the month. The electric log works, showing us who used the electric when, and our bedtime is 10 o'clock, so whoever stays up beyond that point or gets up earlier than 6 o'clock has to log on here.
I like to keep track of our flushing because that attributes to our actual cost of our water bill each month.
Well, every time we flush a toilet, we have to put a tally mark. Whoever flushes the toilet more owes extra on the electric and the water bill.
It's fair. If one person's using more than the other, then that person should pay.
So we're gonna divvy it up and see who owes what. It looks like I owe $20.07, but Rick only owes $18.59.
Yes.
The parents plan to save $1 on every major life event to come.
A true cheapskate plans for every eventuality, including death. We decided to arrange our funeral now because that way we'll avoid all of the inflation. Statistically, men die before women, and I don't want Rick to die and me be stuck with a huge funeral bill. I can get it now at half the cost. We're basically looking for the cheapest deal that we can possibly get. I mean, we're gonna be dead, so might as well, right?
Right. A little young for doing this.
Yeah, I figured it'd save us money in the long haul, you know?
That's what pre-planning's all about. You can plan today and lock in a price, and 50 years from now, it'll be the same price.
The average funeral costs $7,000, a number that doubles every 12 years. By planning now, the parents will be saving tens of thousands of dollars decades down the line.
Chris and Rick, this is the area that if you want to be cheap, these are our cheapest caskets.
So on these coffins, I was noticing like there's pillows and, I mean, what's this? I don't even know what that's called. How much would that reduce the price if we take out the lining and the pillow and, anything extra?
Is there any way we can order it without?
I would have to call the manufacturer, but gosh, y'all have got 50+ years, but hopefully before you'll need this, that y'all have that long life together, that you can make that decision then if you still want to be cheap.
Yes, I want to be cheap.
I'd love to get them to put a little bit more life into it, but looking at how they want to do it, I think they're a very cheap couple.
Rick and I had this idea. We want to just have one burial, one funeral, one everything. If he dies first, because he's older and he's a guy, then we can bury him and then just exhume him when I die and then bury me with him. And that way it's just one casket, one everything. It just makes more sense. Can we do that?
It's a very weird request to exhume a loved one and then place the new dead person in with that casket.
Do you have any big enough to fit 2 of us?
Or you just have to be on top of each other.
Okay, that'll probably work.
They're very cheap. It's new to me that someone would have that request to dig their loved one up and be placed in there with them. There are going to be charges for exhumation. You got to hire professionals to dig the grave to get you out.
Can we crunch the numbers and look at all of our options?
We sure can.
Okay.
By skipping the embalming process and stripping the cheapest casket down to its bare bones minimum, the parents have arranged 2 funerals for half the price of one.
So if we pay you cash, can you give us a cash discount? I'm really excited because we finally settled on a coffin, and we're just gonna share one. And he let us put a deposit down. The price is locked. We're good to go. Rick and I are gonna go check out the price of headstones because I've heard they're really expensive and there's gotta be a way around it.
This monument here is for 2 people. We can put a family name here, your last name. We engrave your first names and your dates of birth in it right here. Generally speaking, it's between $1,800 and $2,800.
Would it be cheaper if we just did like fewer letters, like our initials, instead of full name?
Typically, most people kind of want their name on there so that maybe future generations could know who was buried there rather than just having initials on the stone. The entire purpose of it is to have your name on there. So to save a little bit of money by removing a few letters of your name, that was definitely a first for me. So we could do something similar to this, but just half the size.
Half the cost, or?
Not quite half. I mean, something like that could range from $800 or $900 to $1,100 or $1,200.
I was pretty shocked how costly a gravestone actually is. Do you happen to have any stone that maybe was busted, somebody hit it with a car or something? Maybe it was broken, you can actually fix and repair, and then you can maybe sell it back to us?
So I don't have anything like that.
Okay. We're actually curious if we bring a big old rock in ourselves, that you could actually put a plaque on that rock.
We can do that. Sedimentary rock, and it doesn't last very well in a cemetery, so we recommend, granite or marble, as opposed to just like a rock you might dig up in your backyard. I've never spoken to anyone here that was quite looking to do it that cheaply. These stones here, these are flat markers. Most commonly, they're used at the foot of a grave when you have like an upright stone. But, we can use this at the head of the grave.
Yeah,
great. Yeah,
perfect.
Absolutely.
With a smaller headstone, we're gonna save about $2,000 there. So I'm pretty excited.
Chris and I have a long time to live, and we're gonna be the cheapest we can.